In July of 2017, Jordy Smith returned to his childhood home for the first time in over 15 years.
There it is, number 23. Let's pull up right here.
He grew up in Durban's grittier industrial underbelly, near the second biggest port in all of Africa. It was close to his dad's surfboard factory, but a world removed from the gleaming high-rises and white sand beaches of Durban's tourist scene.
Where Jordy and them grew up was really, really dangerous. Around the streets, like, you know, once the sun went down, you didn't really, like, leave the house.
Does he still live there? No way. Used to play in these flats a lot, just in the grass patch over there. Then after a certain point, you know, a lot of bad things used to go down, so kind of stopped playing there for a while. We came from a poorer neighborhood, and I think that just kind of molded me into fighting for everything that we got. You know, surfing was my outlet. For me, it was almost like it was just a part of life. You know, you had to learn to walk, go to school, and you had to surf.
Durban has been a global surfing hotbed for more than 50 years. And in the early days of pro surfing, it was one of the premier stops on the championship tour.
Welcome to the Durban's North Beach in South Africa for the 25th anniversary of the Gunston 500 Surfing Challenge, the third leg of the ASP World Championship Tour.
It's got some of the most dependable and consistent waves all year round, so it's kind of like a little mini surfer's paradise.
You know, I just wanted to spend every second that I could at the beach. Even though I only got to surf on the weekends, I think that just made me even more hungry.
Smith was treated as an outsider during his early years in Durban, but he was unfazed by the tight-knit crew there because he knew how to quiet them.
He was pretty cocky, but damn, he could back it up. He was just winning everything from super early on, and I specifically remember watching a junior event at Nupian, being very thankful that he was in the junior division and not in the open division against us, because he was by far the best surfer in that event.
I remember thinking, like, we're all in a lot of trouble here. This is going to be the end of a lot of our careers because this guy's just too good.
Coming of age in South Africa's post-apartheid era meant Smith was free to dream big. By 18, he'd racked up 2 ISA World Championships and was rubbing elbows with some of the world's best down in J-Bay.
I got third at J-Bay as a wild card, and that really was like, whoa, maybe I could do this, you know?
When it was time to turn pro, Smith based himself out of California. And while he was blitzing his way through the qualifying series, the surf industry waged a fierce, year-long battle to sign him.
Those were probably the best times of our lives. He was more famous here than he was at home. We were getting like a lot more boards for free, we had better accommodation, we had cooler rental cars. We weren't sharing a bed anymore, so we were just like, this is awesome.
You know, I was just this kid from Durban. I didn't really know much about the surfing world outside of South Africa. And I was like, whoa, you know, I went kind of straight from just your average school kid that surfs every day and tries to, you know, be a good surfer or whatever, to really in the spotlight overnight.
After finally signing with O'Neill, Jordy joined the championship tour in 2008, just in time to experience the established order tightening their grip. A revamped Kelly Slater won 6 events that year, while Jordy languished at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Kind of came out really cocky and stuff and very confident, and then, yeah, you know, this tour will shape you up real quickly and put you in your place.
When he had won the QS and all this crazy stuff happened around him, there was all this interest to do surf films. And he started just, you know, going trip after trip, trying to make the best section he could.
You know, that was exciting to me, to be able to have your own video part. That was amazing, you know?
But what happens then is you start surfing for the camera and not for the contest.
Now you could literally make a surf movie out of every CT. The guys are doing huge airs, massive blowtails, everything.
Not surprisingly, Jordy was always one to watch at Jeffreys Bay, South Africa's only stop on the championship tour.
We were probably 11, 12 years old when Parker won J-Bay, when he was 18 at the wild card. And from then, I swear, I just saw like something change in Jordy's style. He just got a bit more drawn out, a little less pumping, just a bit more like classic lines, and it just evolved as he got bigger and bigger physically.
Jeffreys Bay was the site of Smith's breakout moment on the championship tour. In 2010, he won in front of a home crowd and put a South African on top of the ratings for the first time in more than 30 years.
Let's hear it for the 2010
Though Smith ended up that season runner-up to Slater, a future world title seemed inevitable. In 2011, after another win at J-Bay, he was right back in the hunt. But at the very next event in Tahiti, Smith's title hopes were dashed by a major injury. It was the first of many to come.
Basically, Jordy's been injured on and off since 2011 from busted ribs, sitting first in the world, and then just kind of had, shoulder, knee, hip.
I just started to learn really quickly, how your body can break down. At one stage, it consumed me so much. That's all I could think about.
Smith endured a series of fragile comebacks during this painful stretch. In 2015, one day after landing one of the biggest airs in surfing history, he injured himself again.
Sure enough, the next day, just bang, blew my heel out and my knee at the same time. And
he rushed his recovery to make it back in time for J-Bay, which backfired big time. By favoring his knee, he did serious damage to his back.
Anybody, that's had back pain knows that it's excruciating. I think that was the last straw.
Smith took the rest of 2015 off to heal once and for all, and he used the time off wisely.
I think all in all, it was quite a big lesson for me hey, just take a breath, slow down. It's going to be the only break I'm really going to get until my career's over. And so really take the time to relax and just enjoy it. I went around and checked out a few places and went on honeymoon and just kind of did things that I probably would never have got to do if I hadn't been injured.
One of the decisions Jordy and his wife Lindahl made during that period was to split their downtime between his San Clemente training ground and her Cape Town roots.
I think it's like the perfect juxtapose. The high intensity life in California and then the super slow motion life in Cape Town, South Africa.
As time went on a bit, I got a bit wiser and I learnt about balance, and that's really the key thing is balance.
In 2016, Smith returned and enjoyed his first injury-free season in more than 5 years.
Your 2016 Hurley Pro champion, Jordy Smith.
Last year was probably the first year that I felt just really centered every time I paddled out. That makes a huge difference.
He's training harder than ever, eating better than ever, and he's probably stronger and more flexible than he ever has been.
He's surfing hours and hours again. He's back at that level, and he's having fun competing, so I think that's when he's going to be his most dangerous.
His remarkable return to form carried him all the way back to number 2 on the Jeep leaderboard. And today, he's still acting like he's got unfinished business.
Here he is, your 2017 Rip Curl Bells Beach Pro champion, Jordy Smith.
He shook the bell so hard it hit him back and tripped his tooth. And he said it felt like Floyd Mayweather had given him a cheap shot to the face.
I think he's surfing probably the best he's ever surfed.
Deep off the bottom, slams him flying down the line. 2017, the Lido Pro champion.
He's on a roll this year. He looks really good.
The two-time J-Bay Open champ just getting his feet wet.
Nice big tail slide, so mixing things up, showing great variety now.
Wow, are you kidding me? This inside racetrack and another barrel. Crowd's going wild down here. Huge float rooftop, and he rides out of it.
A perfect heat from the South African.
Probably the best year for Jordy in his career to really accomplish that world title.
After years of grinding, through sweat and tears, Jordy Smith is feeling like he's finally back where he belongs.
It's kind of crazy how it brings up a lot of emotions, really, just to stand here.
And while the world will continue to heap world title pressure on him, Jordy's learned how to stand tall in the face of it.
As you paddle out there and you try your best,
Jordy Smith, it's his turn to take over.
you wear your heart on your sleeve and you give it your all.
He's saying thanks to all the fans that have come here to watch him compete.
You're going to come in with a smile no matter what.